Say after 40 years, the Festival of Nations needs a change. Along with the old favorites, the new Folklorama includes a talent booking agency, an educational outreach program, and a travel planning company. Also new this year is the return of the passport that lets you get into all 41 pavilions. For the first time, that passport will let you bypass admission lineups as well. Folklorama runs from August 2nd to the 15th.
Coming up, enjoy, folks. We'll see you later.
Have a good night. First time I've ever kissed a llama. You're going to see a lot of this guy. This is the Folklorama llama, August 2nd to the 15th. It's been declared officially it's Folklorama weeks. So come out, folks, and enjoy one of the biggest summer festivals in the world. Folklorama llama here doesn't talk, so he's not very good on camera. So we're going to go over to Ron Gauthier, who has more on this wonderful festival.
Well, this year Folklorama marks its 40th anniversary, so we're very excited about that. A festival that was to be a one-time event. We wanted to bring back some of the past, so we're bringing back the passport presented by TD Bank. And the passport will be an individualized vehicle which have a person's photo, be unlimited access to the pavilions. They can get a stamp, so they stamp every pavilion they go to, and it will allow them to bypass lineups. So that's something that's new for this year. Also, we have a first-time ever pavilion. So a 40-year-old festival has a first-time ever pavilion, which is the Columbia Pavilion. So we're very excited about that. And they are bringing in two dance groups all the way from Columbia to perform in the pavilion. So we're excited about that as well. Saturday, August 1st is the kickoff at the Forks. The activities will start at 5. We have children activities and different tents and things like that. The stage will start at 6 and the official program will start at 7. We will be headlining with an African fusion rock group all the way from Uganda. It will be our headline act and have a fireworks finale. I recommend going to our website or going to one of the LCs and or the Western Unions and get our travel guide, which is our Bible, so people can find out and get a feel for the festival, how it works, that it's spread out throughout the city and how each pavilion has a different flavor they offer. Or if they really don't, go to the website, and now this year they can book online VIP World Tour, and Luxury Motor Coach will take them around to pavilions.
And the return of Folklorama beer.
Yes, we're very excited about that. Our goal last year when we created it was we wanted to have a unique beer that was for Folklorama. And so it's an amber beer with a light taste. It was sold out last year. It was very popular, and our goal was to have it just during Folklorama time. So Fort Garry brewed it again this year, and we have a contest. WestJet Flights for Two is the grand prize, and we're very excited about it. I tasted it already, and it tastes better than last year to me.
The Fringe is over. It's time to think about Folklorama. We'll have more on the summer's biggest festival and meet the girl who beat out thousands to become Miss India worldwide. That's all coming up on Backstage.
Another festival is set to kick off, and this one is the largest of its kind in the world. Folklorama is celebrating its 40th anniversary this year with 41 pavilions. It starts officially August 2nd, and over its 2-week run, the pavilions will get more than 400,000 visits. And to help shorten admission lines, Folklorama has brought back and revamped the festival passport.
This will be a personalized souvenir that will not only allow the holder unlimited pavilion visits, but for the first time ever, you can now bypass admission lineups with this.
Performers from Colombia have yet to locate costumes they need for Folklorama. As we told you last night, the troupe lost a black duffel bag somewhere between the airport and their hotel. This is Colombia's first appearance at the Multicultural Festival. The most critical piece is a dress called Queen of the Carnival, the centerpiece of the show. The troupe is offering a cash reward for the return of the bag. Anyone with information can contact the Columbia Pavilion, which opens tonight at the Notre Dame Recreational Center. Well, meanwhile, about 14,000 people came to the Forks last night for the official kickoff of Folklorama. The crowd was given a taste of the entertainment from each of the pavilions and met the ambassadors from the featured countries.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Belgium Pavilion. Please welcome the ambassadors of the Ukraine.
Well, in all, there are 41 pavilions this year. Now, as part of last night's festivities, the federal government announced a $400,000 investment in Folklorama. The money will be used to expand the festival's marketing campaigns to attract more visitors from Canada and the U.S.
It's important that we stimulate the economy with these kinds of events. This is an event that has drawn people from abroad for many years. We're in our 40th year of Folklorama here in Winnipeg, and so this money means that they can continue to do the good work they've been doing for years.
And Portage Place is hosting 4 acts from this year's Folklorama. They will perform Monday in Edmonton Court between 1 and 3 p.m. And that brings us to the results of last night's web poll question. We asked how many of the 41 Folklorama pavilions do you plan to visit?
Entertainment. This is the 5-drum dance. Back in a bit. I'm going to try out some martial arts coming up soon.
That sounds dangerous. You're looking at live pictures tonight from the Korean Pavilion. 20 degrees outside. Jordan and Sylvia are back with your weather picks and forecasts. Stay with us. Well, the Korean Pavilion, a lot of wonderful entertainment at the Korean Pavilion, including, I understand, some martial arts demonstrations.
Yes, and I'm going to be a part of it. Let's get it underway. Go ahead, guys.
Yeah!
the Korean pavilion. Lots of fun. Let's take a look at our weather pictures for tonight. The first.
She's too young to compete, but she would still beat the best. That's why Skylar Park is the CTV Sports Star of the Week.
She's only 10 years old, but Skylar Park is way ahead of her time.
The junior nationals, she won 2 years ago, and for the past 2 years she couldn't compete because they changed the age group where you have to be at least 10 years of age. She won when she was 8 against older girls. So this year it's in Nova Scotia, and we're expecting good things from her.
What's the best part of the sport for you?
Well, I kind of like everything. I like the competitions and the demonstrations.
She took up Taekwondo at the age of 3, and the soft-spoken 5th grader obtained her black belt by the time she was 7. She's already traveled the world, including reaching the podium at the last U.S. Open.
She came back with a medal, but she needs a little bit more competition experience. She is only 10. She was 9 when we competed, so she's competing against older children, and it is a huge event. And so, experience, it counts for a whole lot when you're competing in sparring competitions.
The Winnipegger has already reached national glory as an 8-year-old. She won the Canadian Junior Sparring Championships, and now the sky's the limit.
Do you have a goal in mind? Or
I'd like to go to the Olympics.
Future for her, it's up to her. I mean, as a father and her teacher, I try to provide her with all the opportunities that with the goals that she wants to reach. But she has the talent to be the best.
For getting a kickstart to her future, Skylar Park is the CTV Sports Star of the Week.
Sports. Experience Folklorama.
Bonjour Manitoba. I'm Frédéric Jumainville, the ambassador for the Pavillon Canadien Français. Please celebrate the French-Canadian creativity with us and raise a glass in honor of the 100th anniversary of Gabriel Roy. Experience the joie de vivre.
We bring you to the Scandinavian Pavilion. We know tradition plays a big part at Folklorama, but you're about to see there's also room for a little pop culture at this pavilion.
Mamma Mia, does it show again? My, just how much I missed you.
ABBA is a Scandinavian pop culture icon, and this ABBA tribute band is part of the fun. And what better to wet the whistle than some Danish beer like Tuborg and Carlsberg? Young visitors can also play with the world's most famous building blocks. Fun fact, Lego was created in Denmark. And there is always the amazing Swedish food, and that's because the Scandinavian Pavilion takes in 5 countries.
Canada's kind of this big mosaic, and here we celebrate that mosaic, incorporating the 5 different countries. We have things from all the different cultures, whether it's the Swedish ABBA or the Danish beer or Norwegian dances. We run the gamut.
Plus, we take you inside the Hungaria Pavilion tonight.
Ports. It's a colorful celebration at Folklorama's Indochina Chinese Pavilion, but while dancers entertain guests and cooks hand out a traditional Chinese feast, some of them say their minds are elsewhere.
My mother and father-in-law live in Taichung, Taiwan.
Howard Chan says his wife's parents are right in the path of a massive typhoon that's rocked China's east coast.
They're scared, but they're staying put. There's a lot of floodwater, there's a lot of strong winds, and they've had to stay indoors for the last 3 or 4 days.
This 6-story hotel collapsed and fell into a river early Sunday in Taiwan. Heavy rain and winds more than 100 kilometers an hour have devastated the area. Typhoon Morakot has forced about 1 million people to evacuate China's eastern coastal provinces. 1 child is confirmed dead after a house collapsed, and dozens are still missing and believed dead. Hundreds of homes have been destroyed and swept away by floodwater. 10,000 kilometers away, people here are thinking of those who are in the midst of a typhoon that is said to be the worst in 50 years.
Even though we're celebrating here tonight at Indochina, our thoughts and prayers are with people of Taiwan and in China going through the typhoon.
Shanine Robinson, CTV News, Winnipeg.
We take you inside the Hungaria Pavilion. There are about 8,000 Hungarians living in Manitoba right now, and organizers of the Hungaria Pavilion say it's true to the country's culture. They say one of the things to look forward to is the bottle dance performed by the women, and of course, traditional food is on the menu.
We are very well known for obviously our gouache lavash, and we have a great pork stew, and langosh is also one of a great favorite, which is a deep fried bread.
And a bit of trivia for you tonight. A Hungarian actually created the Rubik's Cube. Folklorama runs until Friday, August 15th. For more information, you can check out their website at folklorama.ca, or there is also a link on our website, ctvwinnipeg.ca.
And Andrew's back with our full Sky Tracker weather forecast, live from the Portuguese Pavilion on Wall Street, where they're cooking up barbecued sardines. So, what's the verdict?
You know what, Peter? Bad news. The sardine report might have to wait until the evening news tomorrow. They're still cooking them on the barbecue. They tell me they might not be ready for half an hour. And I swear that is the truth. I'm not just chickening out. I am actually going to try one of those barbecued sardines, but might not be able to tell you about it till tomorrow. Now, I was by the barbecue outside. I moved inside so I can enjoy a visit to Portugal. In the air conditioning, it's much cooler in here. And there are some folk dancers set to perform at 6:45, doing some dances from... So, Peter, rainy and cool starting tomorrow. Perfect night to enjoy this patio and the air conditioning of the Portuguese Pavilion tonight.
Yeah, we're still enjoying it while we can. So try all the different delicacies you can while you're there, too.
And I will try those sardines, I promise.
All right, thanks, Andrew. And still to...
So changed. Country, so we got some sardines on the barbecue here, which I'm still trying to muster up the courage to try. Now let's check and see how hot it actually is. Now, Peter, tomorrow the weather's going to turn cool and rainy, so if you want to get out and enjoy the heat, the outdoor patio here at the pavilion is open till about 11:30 tonight.
I've had the sardines. They're great. Try them.
I will. They're telling me I have to, so I'm going to have to.
Okay, we'll talk to you in a few minutes with the verdict.
This drink is to Colombia what tequila is to Mexico. We'll tell you what it is and all the other great food and dancing and drinks you can enjoy at the brand new Colombia Pavilion. Shot to Be starts right now. Crowds are lining up for food here at the Colombia Pavilion, and I knew the crowds were going to be big because this is the first time Colombia's had a pavilion. Maria, thanks for inviting us.
Thank you so much.
Maria, you've been here for 20 years now, and the Colombian community has changed a lot in that 20 years.
Yes, when my family and I first arrived, we knew of 8 families. 20 years later, there's give or take 1,000 individuals in the community, so we don't feel so lonely anymore. It's great.
And that would explain why it's taken so long to get a Colombian pavilion. But now the sense of community in the Colombian community is so strong.
Absolutely, and Folklorama is one of the goals that has been a dream in the making, because our people we're such a happy people and such a spirited, tight community that, speaking on behalf of the community here and on behalf of my country, the opportunity to be able to share our culture with another part of the world is a feeling out of this world, so we're just excited.
Well, what is the main thing that you would like people to walk away knowing about Colombia, knowing about your community?
Hands down, the abundance of culture. Our country is comprised of 32 provinces, 32 regions, and each of those regions is like its own country. Each region has its own dance, its own music, its own food, its own traditions, and even climate and geography. We are the #3 country in biodiversity. We've got pretty much all the climates, all the kind of geography, all in one country. So it's this beautiful mosaic of cultures in one country. It's great, and that's the effort we've actually put forth this first season of Folklorama, is to be able to show through our dance performances the different types of dances and dresses and traditions from different cultures.
And what about the food? All these people lining up for Colombian food, what are they getting?
Well, I'll let you know, the chorizo has been a huge hit. So try the chorizo if you haven't tried it. But we also have, in Colombia, we use a lot of corn flour-based meals. So we've got a corn flour tortilla, and it's stuffed with chicken or beef or cheese. And we've also got empanadas, which are deep fried and also stuffed with meat. So we've got a lot of different flavors. Our dessert is completely 100% typical Colombian, and it's fig, which is cooked in syrup and filled with dulce de leche, which is that caramel filling. Absolutely divine.
And what about for the drinks?
Okay, the drinks. We have I would recommend, we have your typical Sunday afternoon drink. Your typical Sunday afternoon barbecue drink is refajo. And it's a mixture of beer combined, it's beer combined with colombiana, which is a Colombian pop. So it sounds weird and different, but it's so refreshing on a hot summer day. So try that, it's really fun. As well as our booze is aguardiente. It's an anisette drink, and it's, you know how tequila is to Mexico, aguardiente is our beverage. It's very smooth. A lot of people like it more than the tequila because it's not as strong. So those are the two I would recommend. Do a shot of aguardiente and then have your meal with refajo.
And if you haven't been to the Columbia Pavilion yet, this weekend is the time to go because you get the late night parties.
Yes, we actually had the late night party on Sunday, and people were lined up to get in. We had a band, an orchestra played unbelievable music, so we're gonna have the party again Friday nights and Saturday nights. It's an amazing time, so definitely come by.
Well, in just a moment, Shot TV's Kim Babbage is going to show you a plane. It's actually leaving Winnipeg, but it had a huge audience while it was here. I can't believe how many people were fascinated with the Lancaster. She'll have that in just a moment. But Maria, could you welcome people to the pavilion in your native language?
A todos, por favor, siéntanse en su casa. Bienvenidos al Pabellón de Colombia.
So we talked about the chorizo sausage. Maria mentioned that when we were interviewing her before at the Columbia Pavilion, and this is where it gets made. Look at that, barbecues filled with amazing sausages. Welcome to Folklorama. First time Columbia Pavilion here at Folklorama. The crowds are packed in here to see all the dancing. We did want to take you to another pavilion quickly. The Russian Pavilion is set up this year like a traditional Russian fair. Music, dancing, clowns. It's like a big party, a big wedding. Not only is the dancing fantastic at the Russian Pavilion, as these volunteers showed you all this footage that you're watching right now shot by Folklorama volunteers. They did the interviews as well, and they're going to talk about the food and the dancing.
As a Russian Pavilion, people always come here and the first thing they ask about is borscht and pelmeni. And those actually are the ones that go the greatest. Except from that, we got a lot of, we got kotlety, we got blini with cottage cheese or meat, which is, I guess, it's everyone's own favorite, but our food has gone pretty fast. So that says that people like it a lot. And for the bar, beer and vodka. Vodka and beer. As long as it's in moderation, it's always good.
This, of course, is week one of Folklorama. So Russian Pavilion 1 you can check out, and of course, the Colombian Pavilion with the chorizo sausage. Coming up in just a few moments, we're going to talk to Laura Ravey, our dedicated to the future of the Assiniboine Park, showing you what they've got planned for the next 10 years, but as you'll see, also to memories, and I'm sure you have a lot of memories as well, memories of people growing up, just sharing experiences with their families and friends at Assiniboine Park.
Welcome to Folklorama Week 2, Buonvenuto, is that how we pronounce it?
Benvenuto.
Benvenuto.
That's it.
I stand corrected, but we are now at the Italian Pavilion, and this is Greg Barrett, press coordinator. Now, Greg Barrett is not Italian.
That's right. Well, that's kind of a love story. When I met my wife 40 years ago, she was Italian. Her name is Rina Pellegrini. And so that's the love story of my life. And then on top of that, we were able to come to her family, and I fell in love with the Italian culture and with the Italian family, and that's how it's a double love story.
And that's so much of what Folklorama is all about, embracing other cultures and taking them all in.
Absolutely, yeah, and it's amazing what the Italian culture has been able to do for me as a human being. So it's a real blessing.
Yes, and right now we're in the Mercato, right? The marketplace.
That's right, yeah. And we have a variety of things to buy here, souvenirs and jewelry, and people come here and walk around with a glass of wine, a glass of coffee, or a cup of coffee, and just mingle and mix.
Yes, and there's gelati, and of course the food.
Food is terrific, yeah. We
That's
have
why
pretty
you
much.
like the
Oh
Italian.
yeah, I love it that way. Yeah, we have pasta al forno. We have the bruschetta, will knock your socks off. We have the desserts, of course, tiramisu. We have the rum babas, and we have the canola.
Oh,
so it's just
good.
wonderful, yeah.
And of course, entertainment. We can't forget the entertainment.
That's right. Tonight we've got a special show that highlights Galileo, which is 400 years ago. He developed the telescope, and that show demonstrates and celebrates his history and his memory. And we bring all kinds of songs into it, all the old Italian favorites like Volario and Quando. And we have the youth dancers, so it brings the whole family, the whole Italian family together.
And for you, Greg, being a volunteer here, what does it mean for you?
Oh, it's life-giving, because if you come here and you're a part of something that's bigger than yourself, and you know that you are doing something in terms of bringing people together, it's a real charge. It's a hoot.
Well, thank you so much, Greg, for your hospitality. The Italian Pavilion is always so much fun. It is week 2 of Folklorama. For more information, you can go to the website folklorama.ca. But let's head outside, because there's a lot happening outside the Caboto.
Yeah,
Gazing at the stars with Gail. Gail, you look fabulous in your pink hat and your pink telescope here, but you are a member of the
Royal Astronomical Society of Canada.
That's a mouthful.
We're the local astronomy club.
Okay, so why on earth are you here at Folklorama, especially the Italian Pavilion?
Well, because this is the International Year of Astronomy. It was 400 years ago that Galileo first pointed a telescope at the sky. And so we're out here celebrating the International Year of Astronomy with Folklorama.
And this is a big night tonight, correct?
It certainly is. We were looking at the sun earlier before it set, and now we're looking at Jupiter. You can see it just between the building and that tree.
What's been the reaction from some of the people here?
Oh, it's been just fabulous. A lot of people have never looked through a telescope before, and that's what gives us the greatest pleasure, to show people what we call their Galileo moment.
We welcome you with our warm and well-known hospitality. As you are feasting on our delicious food, we will entertain you with folk dances from the various regions, and we will serenade you as you leave. Trust me, you will feel like you have gone on vacation to Slovenia. Come and join us. Our arms and hearts are wide open.
Do we have, Miranda, to offer in our great food at this pavilion?
Well, we also have palachinka, which is jam-filled or cottage cheese-filled. We have sauerkraut, which is also delicious. And we have our stuffed peppers. And we have many, many more items that you have to come down and join us to try. Our domestic products.
Wow. Great. We sure won't be thirsty delicious meal and those fantastic drinks, what have you got to offer, Miranda?
Well, we have an assortment of stuff. We have a torte, and we have crescents, cookies, and strudels, all made by Slovenians. And we have an assortment of imported goods from Slovenia, chocolates, candies.
So thanks to the volunteers from the Slovenia Pavilion for putting that montage together for us. Coming up in just a moment, a call for pregnant women to take part in a medical study. This one won't hurt, and it can do a lot of good. We'll have the information for you in just a moment. But first, as I promised, here is Shaw TV's Big Summer.
Welcome to Folklorama Week 2. It's the African Caribbean Pavilion up to date. This is
Prince Jojo, from Afro Province, and hope you guys come and see what's going on. I'm gonna blaze a lot of fire on my skin. I'm gonna go under the lowest bar. Oh, you guys, it's fun.
Yes.
Hope you'll be here.
He's not lying. Catch it today on Backstage. Prince Jojo, you have on the stage.
Yeah, I practice back home, a lot of practice. Come perfect.
Yes, I'll say so. Anyways, we are at the Africa Caribbean Pavilion Week 2, and it's all about Prince Jojo. You've been here now 6 years coming to entertain us here in Winnipeg for Folklorama. It just keeps on getting better.
Yeah, keep on getting better. The people, oh, it's beautiful. A lot of energy, keep me going. I love it.
All right, so I really want to know, how did you begin to do the limbo and to even start eating fire and playing with fire?
Oh, it's a friend back home. He teach me, show me the basic. And I can continue from there,
And how do you practice? How do you train for it?
Oh, a lot of bending, a lot of abs. Eating the fire is like mind over matter.
It is, isn't it? That's right on your skin. There's no fooling with this.
Yeah, no fooling.
Wow. Now, stretching and keeping your body in shape is one thing, but aches and pains and just injuries from this must be really hard.
Yeah, sometimes I get a little injury, but I recover.
You do?
Yeah.
You bounce back, so to speak.
Yeah, I bounce back so fast,
Okay, so we're going to talk now about your country, Jamaica, Ocho Rios in particular. Very beautiful.
Yeah, very beautiful. A lot of hotel, a lot of beautiful people. Oh, so beautiful. It's hard to explain.
And how does the limbo and what you bring to us here in Folklorama fit into the culture back home?
Oh, it fit in very well. The limbo is like a main thing back home. Yeah, it's like a Caribbean thing. Yeah, you go back in Trinidad, you see they do the limbo. A lot of small islands.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's from way back. Yeah.
So do you teach too as well?
No, not as yet, but I perform in the resort in Jamaica,
Oh, I see. I'm sure the crowds there love it.
Yeah, sometime at Negril, Montego Bay, sometime in Kingston. I'm all over the place.
You are a traveling man, but you do come home to Winnipeg here. What makes Folklorama and Winnipeg so special for you?
Oh, the people, I think. Yeah, the people. The people, I love the energy, the vibes, keep me coming back. Yeah.
Okay, and last but not least, what's your favorite food here that you like to eat?
Favorite food, roti. Yeah, it's a roti.
Roti all the way.
Yeah, man, roti.
And a beer?
Yeah, man, and a beer, That's good, that's right.
The diet of a champion limbo dancer and fire eater. There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Prince Jojo.
Yeah, no problem.
And it's good to have you back for Folklorama.
I'm good to be here.
Great.
Yeah.
Folklorama Week 2 continues. For more information, you can go to the website folklorama.ca. Don't go away. There's still more to come on Backstage.
You guys, yeah, I made you dance a bit for the camera. Are you tired?
Yes, quite tired.
Tired. Now, how long did you rehearse for this Folklorama event?
Well, we rehearse all year, starting in October, but for Folklorama, we actually start back in July, doing 2 nights a week.
Wow.
So we've dedicated quite a bit of time to this.
Oh, that's great. And as you can see, there's a real age range amongst the dancers. Christina here is in her 20s, and it goes all the way to Sabina, who's 10 years old. Sabina, do you enjoy dancing?
Yeah.
Yeah? How do you do a lot of practicing at home too?
No.
No? Just here with the girls, eh? When you get together for practice.
Yeah.
Well, you're very good, all of you. Hats off to you. You have a chance to see this group in person. They perform tonight at 6:45 and
8:15 and 9:45.
So you've got big chances to see them for the rest of Folklorama, which is tomorrow and Saturday yet.
Yes.
All right. We'll be back in a few minutes with a sampling of some of the food you can find in Italy.
Thanks, Sylvia. Yes, well, 64%. Let's head back now to the Italian Pavilion, the Caboto Center. Sylvia Kuzik is there. Right now, 28 degrees. A little cooler inside by the looks of it. Jordan's back with the rest of your forecast. We've got your weather picks as well. Just a mix of all that summer weather that we will get to enjoy tomorrow. Let's check in. Lots of people enjoying some Italian food. This is my favorite part of Folklorama.
Oh, it's definitely my favorite part too, Jordan. I'm really hungry right now. I want to introduce you to Maria Maroni, who has her roots in Tuscany, and the beautiful dress you're wearing is from the Tuscany region.
Yes, it is, in the 16th century.
Can you take me there?
Sure.
Can we go?
Sure, next month.
I would love to go to Tuscany.
So would I.
Your parents came from there.
Yes.
You're holding up here a plate of food, which I would love to have right now.
Okay.
Tell us what it is.
We've got a couple of sample plates. One is our pasta al forno, which is a penne pasta with some meat and some mozzarella cheese and some tomato sauce. It's fantastic. It's very tasty. And the next is a sausage on a bun. It's our Italian sausage. It's a pork sausage mix with some fried onions and fried green and red peppers.
Oh, healthy, wonderful.
Very healthy.
And don't forget the pizza and all the other wonderful
and the
things.
gelati.
Gelati, oh boy.
Fantastic. Some of the flavors are great.
Maria, thank you so much. And
thank you.
Have fun the rest of the evening.
We have been. Thank you.
Don't forget, it goes till Saturday, so come to the Italian Pavilion. It's going to be amazing the rest of the week. Take a look at weather picks now. This is what...
Experience Folklorama.
Hello, Manitoba. I'm Zelina Salam, Ambassador for the Indo-Tropical Paradise Pavilion. Please join us for a spicy experience. Taste it in our food and feel it in our music. Chutney music fused with Bollywood dance will leave you feeling hot, hot, hot.
Well, let's head back to the Italian Pavilion, checking with Sylvia Kuzik at the Caboto Center, who has Spotlight tonight. Sylvia?
Yes, the first show is just about to begin here at the Italian Pavilion, and we'll show you a little bit of the entertainment in a moment. But first of all, we do begin Spotlight with some sad news. Les Paul, the musician who invented the electric guitar, has died. He was 94. It's a great loss. Well, a Manitoba company has won big again, and boy, are Manitobans ever proud. Winnipeg-based Archangel Fireworks has just won another major international competition over the picturesque Montmorency Falls in Quebec City. Manitoba beat out South Africa, Italy, England, and Spain. A panel of 5 judges crown a winner based on choreography, use of the natural surroundings, synchronicity, use of color, and creativity. This is the 3rd international victory in as many years for the crew at Archangel Fireworks, who were grand champions at the 2007 and 2008 HSBC Celebration of Light in Vancouver. been, of course, talking about the Italian pavilion, but I want to show you a glimpse of another one that I had the opportunity to enjoy yesterday evening, the Slovenia pavilion. This is the pavilion taking over Daniel McIntyre High School this week. Organizers say come early and come hungry. The featured menu items include traditional barbecued pork and chicken, roasted daily right on site. And we're told the stuffed peppers are to die for. Homemade pastry as well. And on stage, traditional folk dancers from the various regions of Slovenia. And I have to say, the food is truly amazing. You have to try the stuffed peppers and the pastry. Really wonderful. Well, there's a new video game out that is creating a bit of a controversy. The Sims video game has traditionally appealed to gamers as an imitation of life. However, a new game that has evolved has stirred up a bit of a hornet's nest amongst some conservative people. Well, that about wraps it up for us here at the Italian Pavilion, but the pavilion is by no means wrapping up. It's going all through the evening, another show at 8:15, and then again later on after that about 9:15. So please come down to sample all of the pavilions. You only have a couple of more days to do that. Have a good night.
Pavilion for Folklorama. So what are you sampling there tonight?
Probably quite a lot of pierogies. And Peter, yes, that light storm last night was spectacular, but it turned out to be quite a beautiful day to be here at the Leo Mall Sculpture Garden. Now, of course, I'm not at the one at Assiniboine Park, but there is a replica here at the Ukraine Kiev Pavilion at Folklorama. Now, the tribute this year in the display is to Leo Mall, the Ukrainian-born painter and sculptor who spent most of his life in Winnipeg and died in July. Now, of course, the big story tonight is...
It was pretty incredible.
And ground force, keep your cameras rolling tonight. It looks like we'll have a repeat of last night's storm. Already, a severe thunderstorm watch has been issued for Dauphin Swan River. Peter?
All right, we'll keep our eyes on that. Thanks, Andrea. Coming up after the... And Andrea's back with our full Sky Tracker weather forecast live from the Kiev, Ukraine Pavilion tonight. So we can expect more thunder and lightning in the skies.
That we can. I'm in the Leo Mall Sculpture Garden display here at the Ukraine Kiev Pavilion. And yes, this might be the safest garden to be in tonight because it looks like things are going to get stormy yet again. Now let's pull up that satellite map. I'll show you what's happening out there tonight.
The ever-changing main stage featured an energetic performance by the Romanettes Ukrainian Dance Ensemble last night. And visitors won't go home hungry with pierogies, the most popular food at the pavilion. This year's cultural display, though, underwent a last-minute change. In the past month, organizers scrapped a year of planning and chose to recreate the Leo Mall Sculpture Garden. The Ukrainian-born painter and sculptor spent most of his life in Winnipeg and died in July.
Experience Folklorama.
Hello, Manitoba. I'm Patricia Kumbakisaka, the ambassador of the African Pavilion. Please join us at the African Pavilion and enjoy delicious food and exotic performances from countries throughout the continent, including a visiting group from Uganda.
Of all ages, and this is Darren. Darren is going to be performing tonight, and I bet you recognize this tune. Beautiful. So everybody, wave to all of our friends who are watching you, and hope that everybody comes down to the Spain Pavilion. It is absolutely wonderful, and the smell of the food is incredible. I'll be back in a bit to show you what some of the menu offerings will be.
Oh, I can hardly wait. Thanks. This year, the performers take you to a traditional Russian fair with music, dancing, and even some clowns. It's all taking place at the Kaboto Center on Wilkes Avenue. Some of the entertainers come from Los Angeles. Along with the authentic Russian menu, you can also sample some Baltica beer, and of course, you guessed it, vodka.
Good food, good entertainment, and the guests are just a huge part of our show. So they coming with us, and it's just lots of fun.
Experience Folklorama.
Shalom Manitoba, I'm Milana, the ambassador for the Israeli pavilion, Shalom Square. Please join us for the best of Israeli food, culture and entertainment. Experience the Israeli spirit. Celebrate diversity at Folklorama.
As the Folklorama fun continues.
Hey Jordan,
Hi.
I can't hear you, but you know what? I'm having a great time here. You come here, it's so full of music. You can barely hear somebody talking beside you. It's amazing. But you know what else is amazing here at the Spain Pavilion? The food. I have with me Miguel, Monique, and Genevieve. They are the performers as well as the ambassadors. And Miguel, I want you to show us what's on the menu tonight.
Well, these are gambas, which are like shrimp. This is calamari, tortilla, paella, chorizo, and we have olives and a lemon to complement it.
And of course, you've got your world-famous sangria as well.
Yes, very good.
Very, very good. You know, come on down and see the entertainment. There's a show at 6:45, just about to start, and another one at 8:15.
Yep.
So the evening is young. Let's take a look at our weather picks. I want to.
You know when you see the limbo dancer, you know where we are. We are at the Caribbean Pavilion at Folklorama, and I've got the two dancers with me. This is Tanisha and Ayana. And I want to talk to them a little bit about, first of all, how did you get into limbo dancing?
Ever since I was a little girl, my aunt, she has a dance group, so I've been dancing with her ever since I was like over 15 years, so I've been limboing ever since.
And I mean, everybody watching knows how hard limbo is. The few times I've been able to do it, I have to cheat. So what's the secret to getting so low?
Well, you have to bend your back as low as you can, but you have to have a lot of practice to do it.
Well, bending your back sounds easier, I mean, than it sounds. So obviously you guys practice a lot.
Oh yeah, we practice about, what, 3 times a week?
And I heard a new term today, and keep watching this interview because you'll see it get lower and lower, and eventually you guys are going to go under fire. And I can't believe your hair didn't catch on fire. Has it ever caught on fire?
No.
You've never had any fire accidents?
1 or 2, but nothing serious.
Well, I know a lot of the women watching here are totally jealous of the flexibility and how in shape you guys are. And I heard a new term today I'd never heard before, soca-sizing?
Yeah, soca-size. It's an exhilarating Caribbean workout. It's a creative mix of high-low impact aerobics with Caribbean dance styles.
And it does it involve limbo dancing as well?
Yeah, it has a little bit of everything in it.
So how good of a shape can this get you in? Is it, I mean, obviously, I'm watching the tape and I've been watching you guys dance, and it looks like a lot of fun. How much skill do you have to be able to do this?
You don't have to have skills. It's for all levels. It teaches you actually on the DVD how to do the moves. It has certain moves like pump it, shimmy shake. It doesn't even make you feel like you're working out, like you're having fun, but you can burn up to 1,000 calories.
And you just learn by watching, because I'm watching you guys dance and I think I could never do that.
Oh yeah, this DVD will definitely get you to do that.
And you must get a lot of people asking you how you do the limbo. Is it easy to teach people to do it? Or do you have to be born with that flexibility and that?
Well, we teach you.
Yeah. Do you get a lot of people asking?
It's a skill. Yeah,
do you get a lot of people asking, how you do it?
Yeah, but it's a skill that you kind of have to also have naturally. Yeah. But you also have to learn how to do it. There's a technique in doing it.
And your feet are involved as well.
Yeah. Like everyone does it pretty differently. Some people open their legs wider than others. So you have to have your natural, way of doing it, and then we teach you the basics after that.
The last and the obvious question is, how low can you go? What's the lowest you've gone under?
I've gone under beer bottles.
What?
Yeah.
And what about you?
Actually, at the Folklorama Pavilion here. Yeah.
Well, that's the kind of thing you'll see here at the Caribbean Pavilion. What's the lowest you've gone?
Well, I never reached that low as buttons yet. I'm still getting there.
Not yet, just learning. Well, thanks very much, guys. Stay tuned. We're going to end it as you guys go under the fire, the very lowest one. And coming up, a great story from Shot TV's Kim Babbage. She met up with a man who came to Canada. He's a doctor back in his home country, and the reason he became a doctor was because of World Vision, and he wanted to meet the family who sponsored him. Thanks, guys. Thank you. So we showed you the limbo dancers, but of course the Caribbean Pavilion. What sounds the most like a Caribbean Pavilion? Those steel pan drums. This orchestra playing kids as young as 7 years old who've only been playing for about a year. That is amazing. Steel drums is such an iconic sound at the Caribbean Pavilion. And we, of course, are in the cultural exhibit right now for the Caribbean Pavilion. Coming up in just a few moments, we will take you on Big Summer, helping you plan your summer vacation. Not that there's much of it left, but considering how bad the weather's been, you may want to head out to the west coast where the weather's been amazing. You can head to Nanaimo where you can take a tour of a lavender farm. But first, Shaw TV's Laura Ravey shows you a new exhibit this summer at Lower Fort Garry.
Folklorama has begun, and my special guest right now is Cesar Lopez, all the way from Cuba. And of course, he's playing at the Cuban Pavilion. And Cesar, first of all, the name of your band and the type of music that we so love to hear.
Thank you very much. Excuse me, my English very bad.
No, it's good.
Oh, okay.
Muy bueno.
Okay.
Okay.
I am from Cuba. My name is Cesar Lopez, exactly. My band, the name is Havana Ensemble. I play with my band very strong rhythms and very famous rhythms in Cuba, como cha-cha-cha, son, salsa, rumba.
Rumba.
Sí.
Oh, yes, sí,
You
sí.
know rumba?
Yes.
Please visit the Cuban Pavilion. It's a very nice and Cuban beer, rum from Cuba, and culture, and the music, and other. It's a beautiful pavilion, no? Pavilion.
Very good. You're going to learn some great English while you're here. Cesar, come and see him.
Remember, visit to Cuban Pavilion.
Very good. Muy bueno. Folklorama continues. For more information, you can go to the website folklorama.ca. From Portage La Prairie, and they are working it, Yvonne. They are having fun, but they are working hard up here.
Oh, you betcha. They work hard. They work hard all year round to get ready for, this is a big event. This is the time when they get to show their stuff to people from around the world. I mean, people come here from, we've had people here from Japan, from England, from many different places. And so they get ready for this, and this is a big event for them.
And they work hard up here on the stage as well. They are sweating, they're red, but they're smiling. It's fun, obviously.
Oh, they're having a lot of fun, and they're like, it's not put on. They really are enjoying what they're doing, and they live for that kind of excitement in their life.
And the audience as well. There's not a lot of pavilions where the audience gets this into it. The clapping, the hooting, the hollering, and dancing. Right. I haven't seen that many pavilions where people are actually getting up to dance as well.
Well, we try to do a high-energy show, and we like to get the audience excited, and we like to get them to participate. So we kind of build up from the beginning of the show until the end to try and get people involved, and it seems to work.
Well, you were telling some great stories up here on stage about how the kitchen parties transform into these, like when everyone shows up, what do they do when too many people show up in the house?
Well, what they did was, in the old days, they used to have the old wood stoves, and of course the kitchen tables and chairs. And the kitchen was the biggest room in the house. And so when they ran out of room, they threw out the kitchen stove, and they threw out the kitchen table and chairs, and they made the room for all of the participants who would come down for the competitions.
And that is how you party. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the dances we saw here? A lot of versions of the Red River Jig?
Yes, the Red River Jig is obviously the favorite dance of the Métis, and it's the Métis national dance. But everybody has their own version and their own fancy steps, and there are many different steps that can be done. Some can do more than others, as you could see when the dancers were on stage. And so, the whole dance is influenced from many different cultures: Irish and the Scots and the French and the First Nations, and it all makes the Red River Jig.
And the music as well, there's a huge influence there as well.
You bet. Like the Métis, as I said, didn't invent the violin, but they sure made it their favorite instrument. It didn't take long for it to become their favorite instrument. And they play it with a different passion. I think one of our fiddle players one time was interviewed by a media person, and they asked, well, how is the Métis style different from the others? And he said, well, nobody really knows, but he says, the Métis, we attack the instrument.
And attack the dance floor too.
That's right, and they attack the dance floor, and they really like to make noise and to get the beat going.
And no matter what the age, because there was dancers here, little girls and seniors, and they're all giving it everything they have.
Oh yeah, I think this week here, the youngest dancer on the stage might have been around 2 or 3 years old, and the oldest would be like in his 70s, maybe 70. You know, so I mean, there's a big range here, but everybody gets excited about the same thing. The little ones are just as excited as the older ones.
And it must mean a lot for you and for the dancers and musicians to hear the audience. They're hooting and hollering and clapping and getting up to dance.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you know, there's nothing like an appreciative audience, and we always get that here at Folklorama. People really get into it, and of course, when they get into it, it makes us more excited, and we kind of let go more than we would normally.
Well, thank you so much. Jeff and I had so much fun just watching it. That workout was incredible. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Coming up right now on Shaw TV, it's Big Summer. And of course, a lot of you probably missed the big drive-in that used to be outside Winnipeg. I think there might be a couple more in Manitoba. Flin Flon, Killarney, Morden, perhaps. Let me know if those ones are still around. But if you are missing the drive-in, you can head out to northwestern Ontario Cottage Country to Dryden. Here is our Shaw TV Big Summer. Teenagers dancing with umbrellas here at the Pearl of the Orient Philippine Pavilion. Tyler joins us now, and Tyler, there is different entertainment every night here.
Yes. We have 3 shows. We do 3 separate regions of the Philippines. Actually 4 separate regions from the Philippines. Our main region that we like to showcase is the rural region, which is like the basic living of a Filipino, very happy times. That's where you find the basic dances like tinikling with the bamboos, tapis, which is the audience participation dance. But we also have Muslim region, which is the solemn area, very royalty. The Cordillera region, which is the northern, mostly kind of tribal region. And the Maria Clara Suite, which is times when Spain colonized the Philippines back in the 16th century.
And this is a great pavilion. I mean, it's one of the largest ones because the Philippine community in Winnipeg is so large, and this is a great opportunity for you to share your culture with the rest of Winnipeg.
Yeah, there's actually like, last time I checked, there's around 35,000 Filipinos in Winnipeg. So it's so hard to showcase all the dances in just 1 week. So we try our best.
But showcasing the food is another story, and I know that this is one of the most popular pavilions for food.
Oh yeah, actually a lot of my friends come just for the food. They don't even come to see me. But yeah, there's a lot of good Philippine cuisine. We have pancit, which is sautéed noodles, pork barbecue, We have fried rice, lumpia, which is spring rolls, very delicious stuff that everyone should enjoy.
And I know most people in Winnipeg who go to Folklorama have been to this pavilion, but if they haven't, what would you say to get them out here?
Mabuhay and welcome to the Perla de Oro Philippine Pavilion. We'd like to see you. Come join us.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Coming up right now, Shaw TV's Laura Raby takes you out to an alpaca farm.
Adira, she's one of the dancers at the Caribbean Pavilion, and tell us exactly what you're going to be performing tonight.
I'm performing a mix of chutney, which originates from Guyana and Trinidad. Okay. It's a mix to bring in both cultures and basically show people what you don't normally see in other pavilions.
And what you don't normally see when you go on a vacation to the Caribbean.
Basically.
The biggest thing about the Caribbean Pavilion is it's just that. It's a mix of a bunch of different countries, a bunch of different cultures.
Most people from this pavilion can expect a wide range of everything Caribbean. We get people from Berbice, from Grenada, from Guyana, Trinidad, Jamaica, so everyone gets a wide version. Instead of going for a trip to the Caribbean, they come here and they get everything.
Save a little bit of money. We're going to let you get ready for your performances tonight.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And we're going to check in with some of the kids later and play some steel drums.
Sounds
good. Experience Folklorama.
Hola Manitoba, my name is Montana Lehman, the ambassador for the Mexican Pavilion. Please join us August 2nd to the 8th for authentic Mexican food, genuine Mexican folk dancers, and traditional live music. Hasta luego, Manitoba.
You're looking at live pictures tonight from the Caribbean Pavilion, part of Folklorama. 22 degrees outside right now. Jordan will be back with more on all the excitement going on there tonight, and Sylvia will have your forecast. Stay with us.
He's standing by the Caribbean Pavilion. Certainly a lot of fun out there.
We're having a lot of fun. It feels like I'm on vacation. We're going to sample the High Life Steel Orchestra, led by my main man, 9-year-old Tyrese. Caribbean Pavilion, you'll save yourself tons of money on going to the Caribbean, and you can take all the culture in. Let's take a look at our weather pictures for tonight. This was the sunrise this morning with all of that fog scattered throughout southern Manitoba. This was taken in Garson, Manitoba. And the view from their cabin in Manaki, sent in to us by Vicky Brute. A nice day at the lake. If you have a weather picture, send it our way, Winnipeg Weather at ctv.ca. Here now, a look at the current temperatures across the country.
Some more Folklorama fun from the Caribbean Pavilion.
Community.
See you later.
And took my Super 8 camcorder. It looks like video, don't let that fool you. Here we are at the Scottish exhibit. There's the Lord Selkirk Boys Pipe Band.
Fantastic group.
Tartans, of course. Lots of tartans, you'll see them here.
Oh my
There's about
goodness.
5,000, the woman said. And
wow,
a tartan is as good as the name. I mean, we all know that, but it's like you don't even need the last name. There I am trying to match mine.
Hey!
I found one of Campbell, but there were about 5.
Oh.
Rules of golf. It's a quick segment. Yeah, we got this. I just thought it was funny. You know?
How did they come up with those games?
I don't know. Sheep?
Yes.
I mean, and then Liam Neeson showed up. That was fun.
That's nice.
He was, yeah, really lifelike. This is haggis. This is what gives Scottishmen their strength.
I'm sure that's part of it.
Next one. This is the band. These guys are actually incredible. The coordination is unbelievable. These are men in kilts.
Yes, 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 they are.
And this is a wee man in a wee kilt.
A wee. There's the Scottish right there.
More dancing. Dancing at all of them.
Oh, that's part of it?
Yeah. Then they brought the swords out. This got a little scary. There's a good sheen on those swords. So then I decided to have some food, some meat pie. These are good bumper stickers. I thought you might enjoy these. And then this one here, Highland Dancers Do It For Real. I don't actually get that pun. And then this shot here,
well,
this
going on?
that embodies the whole exhibit to me. So here I am, Ukraine Pavilion. You can tell by the grainy footage. It says Ukraine. This is a home egg making kit. That's great. There's the bar. No lineup for some reason. Cultural display. That's Myron. He's a great guy.
Hey, look at you.
Yeah, this is me being an idiot.
You're single too, evidently.
Yes. Oh, this is me goofing around with a death mask of an old Ukrainian man. So here's the menu. You've got your typical borscht, your kubasa. There it is.
Nice.
Right, yeah.
Look at you.
Not as good as my grandpa's, but definitely good. See, I couldn't cut the kubasa with the plastic knife. But afterwards, I was tired, so I cartoon bowl. And look at this. Even Stephen Harper came out.
What a guy.
What a guy, huh?
Out of his busy schedule.
Yep. And this is a bunch of Ukrainians eating. It's like Christmas Day in my family. And look, it's Michael Cera. Michael Cera, everyone.
Wow.
Yeah. Here's a little kid with a fork trying to kill the girl, I guess.
My goodness.
I know. It's all, no, it's a play. It's all part of the act. Now here, John, this is me doing some Ukrainian dancing. Because I used to do it up till about 12 years old, and I thought, I've still got it. But I didn't. And after I watched the footage, I said I was going to do it again. Bit of a straighter back, longer leg kick, but I pulled something here. And I had the drabushishka all the way home. It was embarrassing. Embarrassing.
No, it's very good. Oh, my goodness gracious. Well, listen, oh, look, it's another one of your home movies.
Yes, that is my home movie. That would be Colombia. Colombia is taking place right now, and it's the newest exhibit going on at Folklorama. Look at these guys. They're crazy. They are crazy. Half naked, thrown around on stage. It's actually a new exhibit. 40 years Folklorama has been going. Oh, here she is talking to me about spoons and sombreros.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and there I am trying to get her number.
Yeah.
Didn't work, so I just gave her mine.
Okay, yeah.
And then, oh, this is like Lego in Mexico. Or, sorry, in Colombia.
Glad you know where you were going.
You know, I went to somewhere.
Hey, that's a good look for you.
That's me in a dress, and then they put the hat on me there, you see, and it didn't fit. But
you're ready to go,
yeah,
my
God
friend.
bless them. So then they take the picture with you see here, and then I have to pay them, and I don't know what's going on here really because they just asked for money, and then they told me to kiss everyone. And honestly, I don't know what happened because A, it was hard to hear them, and B, their accents were so thick, I just went along with it. So there you go.
Were you even supposed to kiss them?
Well, I think so, but I mean, you know, once I did the first one, I felt obligated to do the other two, and then
wow.
I don't know.
Experience Folklorama.
Witam in Manitoba, I'm Chris, ambassador for the Warsaw Poland Pavilion. Please join us for amazing dancing by the Polish folk dance ensemble SPK Iskra. Iskra means sparks in Polish, and they're ready to light up the stage for you.
First time at Folklorama, what do you think of Winnipeg?
Beautiful place, nice people, very kind people, and very kind of friendly community.
It is indeed.
We love it.
Well, the people here just love you because you've been drawing them in by the crowds, huge crowds, every night. Now, tell us what you're holding.
I'm holding a kind of African harp that in Uganda we call the kora, K-O-R-A. It's made with cow skin. This is a gourd. It's a calabash. The strings are made from fishing line, and it's 21 strings.
It's amazing. Can you show us how it works? Beautiful. Shinobi. We are going to be back in just a few minutes with more entertainment and more about what you will be able to see here at the Africa Pavilion.
Thanks, Sylvia. We look forward to it. And you're looking at live pictures tonight from the African Pavilion at Folklorama. 19 degrees outside right now. Sylvia and Jordan are back with more from Folklorama and your Skywatch weather picks. Stay with us.
And Sylvia gets to ring in the weekend on a fun note in Africa.
This is so much fun. I feel like I've been transported into a wonderful world of wonderful music and food. This is Frank and this is Maggie from the Africa Pavilion, and I am getting the wonderful scent of this dish. Frank, it looks amazing.
It looks wonderful. It makes me feel hungry.
Me too. Maggie, what's on this plate? Explain what we have here.
Yes, we have jollof rice, we have curry chicken and deep fried plantain and some green salad to go with it.
My gosh, that's wonderful. People are lining up to taste the food, to hear the music. So come on down. You've got one more night after tonight. Tomorrow is the last night for week 1 of Folklorama. So come down to $2.90 to book and see Africa Pavilion. Weather picks now. I've got a couple of cool ones to
Experience Folklorama.
Saskatchewan, Manitoba. My name is Harleen Fingera, ambassador for the Indian Pavilion. Sample exotic food and mouth-watering desserts while we treat you to amazing performances ranging from classical folk to Bollywood fusion. Jai-ho, Manitoba.
We check back in with Sylvia at the African Pavilion with your spotlight. How was the food?
Marilee, you know Shinobi, who I introduced you to a little bit earlier, he's on stage right now with his band, and wow, this show is a must-see. It is absolutely amazing. The place is packed. By the way, Shinobi is staying Sunday, Monday, Tuesday to give drumming workshops. Just log on to drums.ca and check it out. I want to introduce you now to another young performer who is on his way to becoming a star. As a matter of fact, a young teen from Virden, Manitoba could be on his way to becoming the next YTV star. 14-year-old Brady Chitling has always had a passion for performing, and his love of music has brought him all the way through to the top 16 finalists in the YTV Talent Search. After spending most of his life in Virden area, he was thrilled to be invited to Toronto to compete in the talent contest.
I started off singing my original song I wrote called Wishin', and I sang it to Susie McNeil because she was the only girl in the room. She absolutely fell for it. She really liked my vibe.
Found a missing part of me.
Tonight on YTV, you will find out whether Brady will get closer to becoming the network's next young star, but he certainly already struck a chord. Well, director John Hughes is being remembered today. He didn't do a big body of work directing films, only about a dozen or so. As you know, he passed away yesterday. But you know, every line in his movie could almost guarantee a smile. Well, if you're inclined to catch a movie this weekend, bring your appetites, because Meryl Streep and Amy Adams are set to present a delectable cuisine of French cooking. Their new movie, and what else is new in movies? Here's Jim Ribble.
Right.
Try to check out Folklorama. That entertainment is amazing. Have a good weekend. Speaking of hot air, no, I don't mean Jordan. Jordan. Hey, you know one thing about the Cuba Pavilion, you're going to be treated to some great music tonight. The jazz, incredible.
That's right. There's plenty of music. There's dance. We're going to check in on some dance in Cuban relaxed atmosphere. We're all having fun. Harold, we're going to get them to dance right now, and you're going to explain a little bit about it.
So what we're seeing here is a Cuban salsa dance. Like Cuban has been danced since the salsa has been danced since the 1950s. It was a big culture, a big part of culture in Cuba. Salsa is being danced today, and this is one part of the show.
Pretty colorful outfits.
Yes.
And they can basically dance to any type of music. I mean, Cuban music has so much rhythm and style to it. They just pick up and go.
Yes.
pretty good. It's colorful. I wish I could move like that. These guys are pretty lucky to be moving like that with these gals.
Now what they're doing is called Rueda de Casino. This is also from the 1950s. It was a famous dance in Cuba.
So Cuba's full of dance heritage and music. That's awesome. We're going to take it in. We're here all night to take this in. Let's take a look at our weather pictures for tonight.
Your forecast and Skywatch weather picks coming up. This is a live shot from the Cuban Pavilion. We'll check in with Jordan in just a minute. Right now, 30 degrees and probably hotter in there with all those spices. We're right back.
We are in week 2 of Folklorama, celebrating 40 years of diversity. Hey Jordan, how are you having fun tonight?
Oh, of course, I'm having fun every night. You know, you say week 2, we're gearing down. It's getting close to the end of Folklorama, so if you're meaning to get to any of the pavilions, do it quick. I'm joined by Esperanza. She's in the full outfit of a Cuban performer, and by our adult and youth ambassadors. Harold, tell me, there's a Hemingway bar here tonight serving some very Cuban drinks.
Yes, it is. We have a special bartender coming from Cuba, especially to make our drinks. These drinks are very special, the mojitos, very famous in Cuba. Right from the Bodeguita del Medio in Cuba, in Havana, old Havana. They make in daiquiris also. It's a Hemingway bar because that's what Hemingway used to drink before when he lives in Cuba.
So you know the drinks are good. There's also cigars here and a fundraiser on Thursday night.
Well, about the cigar, it's a woman. She's coming from Toronto, and I've heard she's the fastest cigar roller. And we really wanted to show people how to roll a cigar because everybody knows that Cuba has the best cigars, but they don't know how they're made, and most people are very curious to know. So we wanted to show everybody what it's about.
So you can come and get a cigar rolled, have a mojito, and have a great Cuban time. We'll show you more of the Cuban Pavilion coming up.
Then go visit the doctor.
We're kind of making fun of me, so I have a feeling that if a guy wears that in Brazil, it's not accepted. So I got out of it. But it feels like Brazil here in Winnipeg, and we're going to take in some Brazilian performance. This is Viva Brazil. We'll show you all the much more that the Brazilian Pavilion has to offer.
All right, thanks a lot, Jordan.
Experience Folklorama.
Hello Manitoba, I'm Jam Silva, Ambassador for the Casa Domingo Portuguese Pavilion. Please join us for amazing entertainment, great tasting food, and much more. Don't forget to visit our captivating culture display. Hope to see you there.
Saturday's mid. And here's a live shot that'll have you licking your lips. We're looking at a live shot of the Brazilian Pavilion at the Heather Curling Club, not nightclub. It's 27 degrees, still quite warm out there. We're back with your forecast and weather picks.
Here now is Jordan Witzel at the Brazil Pavilion. Jordan, it looks like a great place to be tonight.
It is. The lineup is packed. So if you want to come to the Brazilian Pavilion this week, come early for your show time to get in line. It is a very popular pavilion. Thanks to performers like Indu. You were up playing the drums when we were on live a bit ago. Tell us that outfit I was wearing. That's for the girls, right?
Oh, that's for sure for the girls. Not supposed to wear that. So,
yeah. I didn't know that when you guys gave it to me. Tell me about your group and what you'll be performing tonight.
We're gonna do samba, capoeira, afro, and maracatu. So it will be really exciting. A lot of drumming, a lot of acrobatic movements, and it will be nice.
Lots of high energy performance.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, Susan, you are the pavilion coordinator, and you're going to tell us all about the stuff I really like here, the food.
We have the most traditional Brazilian food. It's called feijoada. It's a black bean kind of stew with pork and beef in it. It's delicious. It's served on rice, and we have a banana custard kind of dessert, also excellent. Feijoada is the most traditional food in Brazil, so that would be my choice. We also have a chicken skewer and crab cakes.
and right up my alley. You put black beans together with anything, I love that. Sounds really good.
It's delicious.
But this isn't the food line behind us. This is the drink line, and back home in Brazil, this is always a popular line.
Yes, that's for sure. It's special for feijoada.
Yeah, so it's a party down here. It's Brazilian style, lots of fun.
Yes, on a Saturday we're gonna have, we're gonna play the all night. We're gonna have all the shows, and after that, we're gonna have a party.
So what does all night in Brazil mean?
Means a lot of fun.
So the Canadian police come and shut it down, right? We're going to have lots of fun all week long at the Brazilian Pavilion. So come on down and take it in, and the good food and the good performance. Thanks a lot, guys, and have fun tonight. Let's take a look at our weather pictures for tonight. We've got
Very neat.
Can you help?
FX.
Welcome back to Breakfast Television. You have 3 nights left. It is the 40th anniversary of Folklorama, and there are so many things you need to take in. The Cuba Pavilion is one of them. We have a crew here to talk a little bit about some of the details that you're going to see at that pavilion. Joining us right now, this is Jose. Hi, Jose.
Hi.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Now, Andrea is here all the way from Havana, and she's going to be walking us through how to roll cigars in just a couple of seconds. And we also want to introduce Hosanna, who is one of the youth ambassadors. Thank you so much for coming way down there. Hosanna, let's start with you and talk a little bit about what is the first thing do you think that people think of when they head to Cuba, the Cuba Pavilion?
Probably they think of the carnivals in Cuba, mostly, with all the cha-cha dancers and rumba and all that stuff.
Okay.
But our show is mostly what it would be like to live in Cuba, and there's lots of parties and how lifestyle is there.
Wonderful, which is exactly what you want, is to sort of be taken away. And so you definitely want to head to Cuba Va, and we're going to be talking a little bit right now about another thing that I'm sure comes to mind when you think of Cuba, and that is the cigars. So Jose, what are we going to be doing? Let's start at the beginning here, and Andrea is going to walk us through what's happening. How do you start?
Okay, ya puedes empezar a toser un tabaco. Well, the tobacco, as you can see, has different leaves.
Okay, different leaves.
Different leaves is what the ligero, seco, and volado.
Okay, what is that?
And this is capote. When you put together these leaves, you can make a cigar different, more strong, less strong.
Okay.
Different flavor.
Got it. So that's all controlled by how you put it together. Now we should mention, Andrea, to say the least, has a pretty elaborate background. Tell us about what Andrea, she's working on it, what she's done.
Well, Andrea has been rolling cigar for more than 30 years.
Okay.
She worked in the Coiba factory in Havana. She started to work there around the beginning of the 80s and stopped working there around 1993, 94.
Okay.
During this time, she was one of the rollers that rolled cigar for Fidel Castro.
For Fidel Castro.
Yes.
Okay, so she knows what she's doing, to say the least.
Of course.
So what's she doing now? So she's tearing up the leaves and rolling them.
She is going to make a cigar like this. It's a Corona.
Okay.
Corona because it's the size, the ring, and the large. Because the cigar, depending on the large, the ring, and the blends, become a different brand, different vitola.
That's what makes the difference in terms of taste.
This is SKU.
So what are you looking for? I mean, you hear people go away, they go to Cuba, they go somewhere warm, and they bring back cigars, but you can sort of get scammed, I've heard, if you're not buying them from the right place.
No.
How do you know what to look for in a cigar to determine the quality?
Well, she has his own blend.
Okay.
Because she was working in the Coiba factory, she had to do what Coiba factory needed to be done.
Right.
But now she become like the independent roller. She worked in the cigar store. He had developed his own blend, you know?
Yeah.
People like, and then she has many clients across the world, Asia, Europe, Mexico, Argentina, also Canada now, that enjoy her cigar.
Now, Ozana, at the pavilion, do you find this is one of the big highlights?
It is. Most people come to me and they ask me, is this a tobacco roller today? And I say she's right over there. That's the #1 question.
And working 100 miles an hour. Now, what is Andrea doing right now? So she's wetting the end of that. What does that do?
This is a glue.
Glue?
Glue is natural. It's not chemical, nothing artificial.
Okay.
It's made with Cuban vegetable and rice.
Okay. Vegetable and rice, and that keeps it together. So how many of those could she do? I mean, I know you'd mentioned the speed, and she certainly has a pretty elaborate background. How fast can she do these if she has to?
Well, probably 3 minutes can be one cigar like this.
Okay, amazing. So we're going to let her keep working. And Ozana, I want to just talk a little bit about some of the other highlights. We're going to be hearing from Cesar Lopez coming up a little bit later on the show, an absolutely amazing musician. But describe the atmosphere. If you had to describe sort of the Cuban culture in one word, how would you describe it?
Cuban culture in one word. That's hard because Cuba has so many different qualities to it. It's a
lot of fun though, and quite the party it seems like.
I would say party, definitely.
Yeah, party. Awesome. And we've got, of course, mojitos, lots of great food, so you're definitely going to want to check them out. We have on breakfasttelevision.ca, you can get a link to all of the different locations and find out where you're headed. Of course, take as many in as you possibly can. So cigar rolling, definitely a component, and we know that Andrea knows what she's doing with her extensive background. Now, you can, of course, buy these as well, I imagine there, right? Okay, good stuff. So coming back after the break, we are taking a look at some performances from Cuba and a look at the news as well. Minutes.
Breakfast Television, we're going to check out the Cuban Pavilion, and we've got a great look at some Cuban dancing, which is always, they were saying, part of the culture is party. So we're going to show us that right now.
Absolutely, you guys, you're right. It is definitely a party. We're having parties in the studio basically every day this week as we wrap up the end of Folklorama. Now, earlier in the show, we showed you how to roll a cigar, but of course, Cuba, you also think about the lively entertainment. And joining us now, this is Cesar Lopez, speaking of awesome accents. And we're going to be hearing from this musical guest in just a couple of seconds. But Danielle, you're the other youth ambassador. Cigars are so cool, of course, but what else can folks expect if they come down to the Cuba Pavilion?
You can also expect our band, which is called Havana Ensemble, and Cesar Lopez, which he plays Cuban jazz or cha-cha-cha or stuff like that. And you can also see our dancers called Jota Jota. And also, if you'd like, for the kids show, me and the other youth ambassador, Ozana, are going to be dancing as well.
Wonderful. And you look like you're enjoying yourself, and it's so much fun, so you definitely want to check out the party. Now, Cesar is here all the way from Cuba, which is so wonderful. What do you think the highlight is, Danielle, when folks come down to the pavilion?
I think people really like seeing that the performance, like they come from Cuba, and it's just like, it's better than just seeing Canadians that play Cuban music. It's better to see Cubans that play Cuban music, so it just excites them more.
A real authentic feel to it. You have a couple things in your hand, so you can obviously get some great souvenirs as well.
Yeah, you can buy these at our Folklorama. It's like his CDs and the band's.
Wonderful. So this is at the Eric Coy Arena, so go and check them out. And of course, as always, we have all those details listed on breakfasttelevision.ca. Cesar, welcome from Cuba. Thank you very much. And we're not going to bother chatting with you because we'd rather hear you play. You are such a talented performer and a huge deal to have here in Winnipeg. So welcome. Thank you so much for coming. Danielle, you and I are going to get out of the way. Here is Cesar Lopez. right, so thank you so much, Caesar, and welcome once again to Winnipeg. Of course, here you have 3 more nights until the end of Folklorama 40th anniversary. If you haven't been out yet, you definitely want to check it out. Much more coming up after the break. Don't go away.
And let's take a look at that. Okay, there I am, right off the plane to Ireland. There's Willie the leprechaun, and he was one of my favorites. And if you go through here, they've got a nice little Irish castle going on here. Some wee Irish dancers, and playing it out. Look at how cute that is.
Very cute.
Now this guy, he is the leprechaun at the door who greets you and kisses every woman who comes in. Look at that guy's reaction after he kisses his wife. And he's just like, have you been here yet? And then if you say no, he goes, well, you need your Irish kiss. You need your good luck kiss.
Well, it's good work if you can get it.
He's probably got the best job at Folklorama. There's Willie again. Look at Willie.
I think Willie's been at the bar there a few times.
Willie might be Dennis Hopper doing a roll or something. Now this is an old Irish a tale, you see. Whatever time you eat at, that's the price you pay.
Oh, that's kind of neat.
It's a lame joke.
Okay.
And then that's me trying out the dessert. And here we go, some Irish dancing. Some great Irish. You know that dessert too, that was an apple crisp with cream. Pure cream on top of that.
Nice.
Now I gotta tell you about this leprechaun here. So I started getting very intrigued by him and I started following him. And no word of a lie, this is kind of embarrassing here. I was stalking him, I'm wearing sandals, wait for it, I tripped and fell. I hit the camera really quick. So had I planned that, it might have looked more like a fall. But honest to God, that was the truth, and I actually tripped on my
You sure that wasn't after hanging around the other leprechaun for a while?
No. Willie? No, not Willie.
That guy looked a little frightening.
Yeah, no, he's a good guy. They're all good guys. And the Irish Pavilion was really the Indo-Tropical Paradise Pavilion. Roll it. There I... Music. This is, tone that down. This is me dancing because it's a chutney Bollywood combination is what it said in the description. So that was me trying to do some Bollywood dancing.
That was very good.
I tried. This is their cultural exhibit. That is a wood-burning stove. Makes sense. Now all these things look a little archaic because we live in 2009, but really pretty cool for their time. This is rubber from a tree. You know the rubber plant, the rubber tree?
Yes.
I don't know what they're called, but
rubber trees.
That is the sap from it. They melt it with some resin and then they make it. And I felt it was actually rubber. That cool thing right there. It's an ice shaver. So you take a block of ice and you shave it.
Isn't it a tropical place?
Oh yeah.
Well, why?
Oh, I don't know. You know, I didn't ask that. Actually,
I'm confused.
Well, that's hot, and then that's like an old-fashioned snow cone. That was the food, all very spicy. And then you've got the rum here too. I didn't have any. I was on the job, so I was just grooving to the dancing here. This is the Bollywood chutney explosion, if you will, of dance. Very hospitable. They put us in the reserve section there. It's because I came late. And there you go. There you go. That's
goodness
it.
Gracious.
Yeah, right now. This is Slovenia. Well, that's just a guy with sausage. But this is a crystal made in Slovenia. Well, we don't care about that. Let me tell you about this. 8 different places in Slovenia, and look at how different they all are. Isn't that insane? This is Mary. Let me tell you about Mary. She is a fantastic woman, and she was, again, I'm using the word hospitable. What other word is there, really? She gave us everything, and you'll see in a second. That is their beer. There they are singing. There was a lot to get into this one, so I got to talk fast. But there's some dancing, but let's get on to the real part of Slovenia, the food. Here is Mary, and this is how you win someone from breakfast television. You bring them food. Did you know Slovenia, look at that food, Slovenia is the only country that has love in the title.
I think that's amazing. Boy, you certainly got your fill of chow.
They just kept bringing it, John. They just kept bringing the food. And more dancing. Look, here comes Mary with more food. Here's the desserts.
I think she likes you.
She was a doll. There's some more. Now, this band has been together 39 years.
Is that the Osmonds?
No, I don't think so. That guy's new. But they've been 39 years, and they've done, that's the last shot there, they've done 39 years at Folklore.
I'm Jordan Whittle, live at the Irish Pavilion. Folklorama about to come to a close. You only have tonight and tomorrow. And I'm at the Whiskey Snug. Apparently it's known as a private bar for important patrons to have a sip of something special to drink away from the main crowd. We're going to show you what the Irish Pavilion has to offer throughout tonight's show. Right now in Winnipeg, 22 degrees, wind out of the north-northeast, 30 gusting to 40. We're back with your full forecast.
you can log on to our website, ctvwinnipeg.ca. And here's a look at the Irish Pavilion tonight at Folklorama. Right now in Winnipeg, 21 degrees. We're back with your forecast.
Now, Jordan Whistle is standing by. Jordan, Folklorama is just about done. I know that you're going to be taking a look at the overview of Folklorama tonight.
That's right, Sylvia. I'm joined by Ron Gauthier, the Executive Director of Folklorama. You've been working hard for years. The entire event has been working hard for 40 years. It's very popular. 40 years, that's quite an achievement.
Oh, it is. I mean, for the Folklorama family, it's a huge milestone. We're very excited about it. I mean, the unique thing about Folklorama is every pavilion and every person in the pavilion is a volunteer, and it takes 20,000 volunteers to put Folklorama on every year, year after year for 40 years. So think about that.
That speaks to the generosity of Winnipeggers. Again, so many things in the city speak to our generosity, but the volunteerism that's involved in putting this together, but not only that, the hospitality that's extended to out-of-town performers, out-of-country performers.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, you know, the pavilions bring people in, and people come in from all over to visit it, and you can't help but feel like you're being invited into somebody's home to share their culture into every pavilion.
And it is like that. Every pavilion is fun, it's enthusiastic and energetic and entertaining, and people really love what's going on. You guys are doing a great job.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Of course, today we have 2 days left.
Yeah.
These are always our 2 busiest days, so if Sylvia can do anything about bringing the sun on for the next 2 days, we really appreciate that. And right now our numbers are looking about the same as last year, but we had less pavilions. Our Folklorama beer is selling very strong, and we still have the 2 WestJet flights to win. They haven't been picked yet. And our VIP World Tour, we have everybody's been phoning about how do I get in Brazil without standing in line, and we have 1 tour that's going tomorrow night that has 30 seats on it, so people can go to our website and book it.
I drive home every night past the Brazilian pavilion, and it is just packed, lot full, everything. But that's the way it is with a lot of the pavilions. People just get here early and need to get here early at any of the pavilions.
Well, you know, it is true, and of course today and tomorrow are always the busiest, so it looks like that. The other thing is, of course, the shows are 45 minutes, right? So you come and you got to wait for the show to end before the people leave the building to get back in, right? So there is a bit of that misconception about lineups, but you know, we definitely appreciate everybody that comes. The pavilions have definitely had a celebratory energy this year, and I think the public's responded to that, and it's been a very successful festival.
Thank you very much, Ron. We look forward to next year already, but take one more night in tomorrow night, tonight and tomorrow night. Let's take a look at our weather pictures for tonight. The storm.
Nation. Experience Folklorama.
Hello Manitoba, I'm Antoni Maliuzinski, Ambassador for the Ukraine Kyiv Pavilion. You're invited to a traditional Ukrainian wedding. It will be an unforgettable experience complete with live music, song, dance, and kids activities. Vitaimo.
Bienvenidos, welcome to the Chile Pavilion, and come join us at the Folklorama.
Taking you to the country of Chile. It is week 2 of Folklorama, and this dapper young gentleman is Joshua. Say hi to our audience out there.
Hi, everybody.
Joshua is the youth ambassador, and yes, you're taking us to Chile. Now, your parents were born in Chile, but you were born here. But you've been recently back, and you really love the country of Chile, don't you?
I love the country. I have total respect for that. I like repping my country. I like telling everybody how I love it, you know. I just plain love it.
Okay, so we are here. Food is always spectacular.
Oh, yes, it is. You know, we always have the traditional empanadas, the meat, the cheese, the seafood, and that's very delicious. You should also try our desserts, the 1,000-layer cake.
It's really 1,000 layers?
No, not as big as that, but you know, they're thin, but it's really good. Filled with like caramel, coconut, that's delicious.
And one of the greatest imports is the Chilean wine.
Yeah, actually we're bringing the wine tasting back. We didn't have it for a while, you know, but now we're bringing it back. $1 just for wine tasting. We have different types of wine, white wine, red wine. You should try it.
Yes, and we won't ask you how it tastes because you're too young to try it, right, Joshua?
Well,
Yes, all right, we're going to talk about your family now because your family are so involved here. Your parents perform, you're a performer, but you're taking a break this year because you're doing duties as youth ambassador.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, my brother is performing too, my youngest brother, Luis.
Aww.
Yeah, I hope he sees this.
Okay, and now let's talk about your costume. You look very, very sharp.
Yes, well, I am a Chilean cowboy. I am called the Huaso. You can find this in central region of Chile. Actually, the Huaso are still around. They're still having rodeos and festivals with them.
Oh, fantastic. For you now being a youth ambassador, what has been a highlight? Last week, you got to see a lot of the other pavilions. What was your favorite or favorites?
Well, I love the Colombian. The salsa was amazing. And the Israeli, oh, that was like a Broadway show. You know, I like that with the orchestra and everything.
So now what would you like to tell our viewers? Why they should come to visit you here at the Chilean Pavilion?
Well, we're celebrating 30 years, 30 happy years, and still going on. We would like you to come and see, well, everybody likes the devil dance. That's a very good highlight of dances. We also have, well, the beer, you know, we always like beer.
Yes, and especially to come the friendliness, the people here.
Yeah, oh yeah, the friendliness of people, man. Everybody's happy, you know, everybody's having a good time. That's what Folklorama is all about, having a good time, meeting new people, seeing the costumes and everything.
Well, thank you so much, Joshua. Congratulations. Enjoy your very hot week. It's week 2 of Folklorama. And check out, for more information on all the other pavilions, you can go to the website, and that's folklorama.ca. You're busy. You can go now. Your duties are done.
Thank you.
Don't go away. There's still more to come up on Backstage. We'll go in studio with Sheik Gamin. Welcome to Folklorama Week 2. This is Capoeira. I have my good pal here, Paulo. This is the Brazilian Pavilion. We brought the heat, did we not, for you?
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. We have, you know, the maestros, the maestros coming to, you know, to do some capoeira. The guys from Rio de Janeiro, samba. You know, a lot of dancing, the girls. You know.
I know. So what are these guys doing right now? Rolling around on the floor.
Playing capoeira.
Whoa.
That's a Brazilian martial arts, you know, where you incorporate dance, music, and also it's the, you know, that's the way we express ourselves.
Oh my goodness, and we have to stress, do not try this at home, folks. This takes years and years of training, right, Paulo?
That's right. So I'm the youngest here, so 2 years I have been practice. So,
amazing.
And my master Mola, he's playing now. He's 35 years. I've been doing this.
Great.
So.
Great. This is the beautiful Marcia King. You are originally from Brazil. You've been in Winnipeg for 5 years, but yes, for you, being part of Folklorama must be very special.
It is very special for me. I've been part of the Folklorama for now 3 years. They started 4 years ago, and I'm very happy to be part of it. It's just, like you said, bring a little bit of Brazil to Winnipeg and feel the heat, feel the emotion, and feel everything. It's great. It's just great.
And we really don't need to describe your costume. It is everything. It speaks for itself. It's like a Las Vegas showgirl, Carnival all wrapped in one.
Yes, that's it. It's a person that works with Carnival in São Paulo who made it for me. I asked them to ship to me here, and we change costumes once in a while just to not be the same, but they are pretty much full of feathers, lots of colors. That's just to incorporate the music and put more beauty on it.
And a lot of hard work out there. The samba, it's a good workout.
Yes, it is a good workout. In the end of the show, we are sweating and everything, but it's just like it's too good. It is very good. It's very good. It's tiring, like after 27 shows that we do, but it's amazing the return that we have. Every day that comes somebody to you and take pictures or talk about the show, just giving more energy for us.
Oh, I know, and they all love it. Paulo, come back here for a minute because we do have to talk a little bit about the food. Now, you do have to feed your dancers, and they have to drink, and they have to party, right?
To drink, Guaraná Antártica, that's a really good drink from Brazil, and also for eat, there's a couple things, but I'm gonna say I stay with feijoada. That's beans and kind of stew with it's pork and delicious.
And now, does your son still do capoeira?
Yes, my son, today he's played with me, so he's still doing. Yeah.
Well, and how long have you been here in Winnipeg?
I have been here for 7 years. And it's really, I'm great. I'm really happy to be here, and I have all the support from, Manitoba,
and Brazil.
That's right.
And we really want to thank you because it's people like Paulo and Marcia that bring their culture and all their entertainment. You're the one that introduced capoeira to all us Winnipeggers, and it's caught on like wildfire. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the support. Thank you.
Yes. I just want to say thank you, Paulo, because it's you for over 7 years now. You've introduced capoeira here to our city, and it's caught on like wildfire. It's a fantastic, a beautiful, beautiful sport. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the support and came to our pavilion. And have a drink, a Guaraná.
We will,
and,
we will.
Eat some feijoada.
I know, it's hot and it's steamy. It is week 2 of the Brazilian Pavilion. You can catch Paulo, you can catch Marcia. For more information on the rest of the pavilions for week 2, you can go to the Folklorama website, and that's folklorama.ca. Don't go away because we still have a hot tango to show you here in Winnipeg.
Entertainment, and a few other things that are very Cuban.
Welcome back to Breakfast Television. Well, Folklorama has literally taken over our city for the 40th anniversary. There are so many to check out. Right now, we want to tell you about one that you have to check out. It is the Brazilian Pavilion. And joining us to fill us in a little bit is this is Paulo. And I have to say, we heard a little bit at the break, a sneak peek. I'm very excited. So talented. Tell us a little bit about the group. You have a group of people here from all over the place.
Yeah, Viva Brazil, it is the Brazilian Pavilion, where we do samba, capoeira, and we put the different dances from Brazil together.
Yeah. And this group here, you've come together, and we talked to some groups who've been performing together. They perform year-round. They have the same partners for dancing. They have the same people they play with, and that's not necessarily the case with you guys.
Yeah, the capoeira, the grupos do capoeira. It's a Omolum Guanabara capoeira, where I'm a professor, but the Mestre de Mola came from Brazil, Rio de Janeiro, Baiano, Professor Baiano, and we do. That's the grupo do capoeira in Folklorama.
So So tell us a little bit about the culture itself, because it just seems like such a party, and you know, it's early in the morning, these guys have been performing late at night, and you're here all smiles and so excited. If you had to describe the culture of Brazil in one word, how would you describe it?
Happenings.
Okay.
You know,
just a big party.
Yeah, it's a big party.
So tell us, we're going to be seeing the samba first, and then coming back a little bit later with capoeira. I'm really working on my accent, but it's not any good so far. Tell us about samba for folks who don't know.
The samba, you know, what can I say about samba? It's a representative Brazil. It's a carnival, and if you really want to see and know about samba, come to the Brazilian Pavilion, and you're gonna have the taste.
He doesn't want to give you too much. You got to go to the Heather Curling Club, and after you see this, believe me, you're going to want to go and check it out. I'm going to get out of the way, and then we're going to be coming back, as I mentioned, with capoeira a little bit later. But there's an amazing buffet, so it's such good food. Caprihennies.
Yes.
Which is kind of a sugarcane type of drink.
Caipirinha. Caipirinha.
Yeah, there's no hope. I'm going to work on it. I'm going to work on it. But right now, I'm going to get out of the way. Here is Viva Brazil. Oh my gosh. Nice job. We have everybody in the studio gathered around right now going, man, can those two dance? And all of you can move, so big congratulations to you. Of course, coming back a little bit later, we're going to be taking a look at Capoeira. This is Viva Brazil. You do not want to miss their pavilion. So high energy. And thank you so much for bringing a little bit of a party into our studio this morning. Right now, it's time to take a look at the news. All right, well, all morning long, we've been asking you to tell us what your highlights have been for those of you who've taken in Folklorama already. I want to thank all those of you who phoned. There's so much to take in on this 40th anniversary. Monique gave us a call recently, and this is what she said.
Hi, my name is Monique Ditter, and I have to tell you, both my husband and I are both phys ed teachers, and we couldn't believe the high energy show that the Brazilians have put on. It was absolutely amazing.
Kind of appropriate, because guess who's in studio today? Thanks, Monique, for calling in. Of course, you win some great city stuff for calling us. For the rest of you right now, once again, here is Viva Brazil.
Chora. É uma viola de ontem, de hoje, de agora. Oi, 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 lá vai viola. É, lê, 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 lá vai viola. É viola, meu bem, viola. É
The world's biggest multicultural event is kicking off this weekend. City TV's Colleen Brady sat down with one of the original organizers as Folklorama gears up to celebrate its 40th anniversary.
She's a well-known Winnipegger because of her family's famous North End restaurant. But 84-year-old Mary Kalekis is also one of the founders of Folklorama.
Informally, people talk about Mary Kalekis being the mother of Folklorama.
In the late 60s, Kalekis was recruited by her friend Steve Juba, mayor of Winnipeg at the time. He had just returned from a festival in Denmark and wanted to try something similar here.
They felt the best thing to do was to be scattered around the city of Winnipeg, and then you're traveling. And there we're traveling the world.
And so the first festival was held in 1970 to help mark Manitoba's 100th birthday. And Kalekis says it was just supposed to be a one-time event.
It went so well, the people in the city of Winnipeg went crazy. You got to do it again. So we did another year, and before we knew it, we're still going.
And to this day, she's always been involved with Folklorama, either helping to organize the entire event or closer to home with the Greek Pavilion.
Here's someone that really demonstrates the love and passion she has for multiculturalism, her own culture, and Folklorama, the organization.
And for Kalekis, Folklorama has had an even greater impact on the city of Winnipeg than just being an entertaining multicultural festival.
I think what it's done more than anything else is made us more aware of what everyone else's culture is all about. And you can respect what they are, what they have.
But that's not the only benefit she sees.
The young people get to meet other young people from other ethnic groups, and there's where the mix starts. They start meeting one another, one's from one pavilion, one's from another, and they get to know each other. Next thing you know, wedding bells and everything else.
And now pavilions across the city are getting ready to welcome the world for Folklorama's 40th anniversary, kicking off opening night this Sunday. And for Mary Kalekis, the past 4 decades with the event have been nothing short of thrilling.
I can tell you, it to me has been the most wonderful adventure I've ever had.
A wonderful adventure that will only continue. Colleen Brady, City News, Winnipeg.
A record number of bus tours made it to Folklorama this year. 121 buses made the trip around the world. Several drove up from the United States for the festival. In total, there were 442,000 visits to pavilions this year. That is slightly down from last year when there were 3 more pavilions. Organizers say rain on the weekend may have kept a few people away, but overall, they are happy with the attendance.
Passport to the World has just expired, for this year at least. The 40th anniversary of Folklorama has officially wrapped up. According to final figures released this afternoon, there was 442,000 pavilion visits. That's down slightly from last year's festival, when about 446,000 visits were logged. Officials say the weather didn't help, as some people didn't want to wait in the rain to get into some pavilions. An economic impact study is underway on this year's festival. In 2001, the last time it was done, Folklorama was found to be generating about $14 million. Using current models, it's believed this year's festival may have generated about $15 million. Well, there is still some good news waiting to come out of this year's Folklorama, and it all has to do with the Folklorama beer. Every can has appeal to win sticker, the grand prize, a trip for 2 to anywhere WestJet flies. But so far, no one has claimed the prize, and there are only limited quantities of the brew left. Officials say there are only 2 possibilities. The winning beer is either still available to be purchased at the MLC, or someone threw out the winning can.